Hey everyone, and welcome back to the aftermath of Capcom Cup 2016. Joining me is Beat Rush, aka Jim. What's up?
Yo.
And
Yo.
the realist, again, Killy. What's up?
Hey.
You feeling better, Killy, from your trip and everything now?
You're tired.
Kind of settling. Don't you have to work tomorrow?
Yes.
Anyways, to start this podcast off, I think we should say that we fucking suck at predicting brackets. Man, like...
Just gotta hold that L.
We're just gonna hold that out. No, seriously, Killer, you said, I knew you had a bad feeling once we were finished the brackets. I know you had a bad feeling, but man, this is really bad. Like, seriously, I think we got every single match wrong, man. Like, we should have just reversed every single prediction, and we would have been, dead on. Like, it was... Wow, we suck, man. If there was Sports Select on this, we'd be living on the streets right now. It'd be over. It'd be donezo, man. Crazy. I blame Eita, man. I blame fucking Eita, dude. Just his influence, just him being around the event, just messes with everybody's heads. It fucks with everything, dude. I don't know, man. But to be fair, I'm pretty sure everyone screwed up their predictions.
First two matches, man. Everyone's brackets went out the window.
Yeah, I think so too, man. Jim, did you check how many predictions there were that were wrong? You said it was 1,600 or something, right?
There's 1,400 fantasy brackets, and I'm pretty sure everyone's fantasy bracket went out the window.
They all got bodied on the first match too. Right on the first match too with Infiltration. I was like, no! Everything is sabotaged. Everything is sabotaged. Ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Just, I don't know, man. Yeah, so many upsets. I guess people like that because it's not predictable at all, right? So yeah. First, second, third, Knuckle got first place. We'll talk about more about the players individually in a second here, but Knuckle got first place. How many matches did he play? He played 5?
5.
Yeah, 5 matches, 5 wins in a row. And then second place, Ricky Ortiz played a total of 7? No, 6 matches.
This is within top 8 only, right? How many matches they played?
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the whole thing. No, this is the entire tournament.
Bracket.
Yeah, the entire bracket, not just the top 8. And Kazunoko got third place, and he played the most matches. 8 matches total. And then, and then Haitani got fourth place. And, I guess our top 3 predictions out the window. Every one of us, me, Killy, Stain, and Jim all said Shanghai would get first place. All of us were wrong. Second place, all of us were wrong. Most of us said Tokido Infiltration, but Stain did say Knuckle would get second place, so he was the closest out of all of us. And then Jim said Eita would get third. I respect that. And Stain, me, and Killy said Tokido would get third. And all our favorites didn't win either. Killy wanted Daigo to win. That was his favorite. I wanted Tokido to win. Stain wanted Phenom. And Jim wanted Shanghai to win. So, yeah, man. We were just incorrect on everything. But if we were to address a winner, I think Stain was the closest. Probably the closest.
Yeah.
Just because of the Knuckle Dew prediction. And I think I deserve some reward for the Tokido Eita prediction, which we'll be talking about in more detail in this podcast soon.
Oh, man.
Fucking told you guys. But anyways, yeah. Okay, so let's just go to the bracket, and then we'll go top to bottom, I guess, on the first. Then we can just talk about each player individually and basically their run. Okay, so let's start with the number 1 seed versus the very bottom seed, Infiltration. And he started the match off with Human Bomb. Infiltration, a lot of people are wondering, is he on the decline or is he just sandbagging and not caring? Because he's been using a bunch of different characters. He went from, what was he using? Rashid, Balrog, and just some other characters. And he started the season off so strong. He looked unbeatable. He was just so ahead of everybody else in this game, and then all of a sudden he stopped entering tournaments, and then he started going on a little decline. Now, do you guys think that Infiltration, was he underperforming in Capcom Cup, or do you think that maybe Infiltration dodged too many tournaments and just wasn't up to snuff, or you think people just figured him out? Like, what do you guys think it is?
I think people figured it out.
Okay.
Not necessarily like, okay, part of it's like they figured out the matchup, they figured out a little bit of his play style, and they figured out the game itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he like underperformed in terms of like he wasn't playing like himself. Like, if you watch the matches, he played pretty pretty consistent with his play style. It just didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
He got outplayed.
Mm. That's
I
cool, man.
also remember hearing a commentator saying during the Capcom Cup that like Infiltration has spent a lot of time teaching other players in his area and Punko and a couple other people.
Mm-hmm.
So that could also be a factor why his performance was down. Is maybe he's just not focusing that much on actually getting better, because usually he has like pocket characters and stuff like that he usually goes to. But yeah, you didn't see any of that happening in this tournament too. And I thought he would have pulled out a pocket character at some point, and no, just
He stuck to
with
his
that.
guns, man. Yeah, he stuck to his guns. But the thing is like maybe he did have a pod character. He just didn't have any time to do it because the guy got last place. Infiltration he was the number 1 seed. He got last place. He went 0-2. Now his very first match, it wasn't free. Like, it was really close, and Infiltration clutched so many rounds in a row. And you could look at his face. He was just like, he looked mentally drained. Like, it looked like his entire like tournament was all in that one match. It was just insane. He just looked really stressed, honestly, because he's got so much pressure. The expectation, everyone like expects Infiltration to be one of the favorites, and it's just insane because he knows he's against the bottom seed, and he knows he's not expected to lose the first match. And
I can't quite remember, but did Human Bomb actually qualify for Capcom Cup, or
no,
was he
he
one
was
of the people
shoehorned
that
in.
got in? Yeah, he shoehorned in because of someone that did qualify couldn't make it.
It's their fault. Yeah, you shoehorned in, man, for some insane, like, I don't know, just, yeah, butterfly effect. It's just crazy. But anyways, Infiltration lost 2-3. And then he got eliminated by Mago 2-3 as well. So like I said, these matches were close. It wasn't just like Infiltration was free. But yeah, man. Human Bomb didn't go too much further afterwards, actually. And as for Mago went I'm checking the brackets right now. Mago went an okay distance, but he wasn't like, it wasn't like Infiltration was against like Knuckle Dew or something,
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, Infiltration, just one of the biggest upsets in the tournament, prediction wise, and completely changed the bracket, which fucked everybody else's predictions in a nutshell. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about Infiltration?
No, it's just
No.
yeah, your Evo chat went 0-2.
Hey man, at least like after this first match, we knew we were in for a ride. We knew things were gonna be predictable from here on out. But fuck, man, did that screw up our predictions? The first match, man. Fuck. Like I think I remember saying in the podcast too that the first round would be the easiest to predict. But fuck, was I wrong?
Oh my god.
I gotta hold that L, man.
The fucking Discord was blowing us up too. They're like, "Fuck you, Vance Martin."
It's so brutal, dude. Oh, the worst. Okay, next player, Human Bomb. So he was shoehorned in the tournament due to like him being next in line, and he intervened heavily. He beat Infiltration on the first round, and then he played against Luffy and lost to Luffy 3-0. It was a stomp. And then he went down to losers, and then where is Human Bomb? And then he played against Phenom, and as I predicted, he would definitely lose the Phenom, and he did, but it was close. He lost 2-3. So yeah, man. The Chun-Li terror, dude. The Chun-Li terror, man. Character's too good. But no, Human Bomb played pretty well for sure. Anything else you guys want to talk about Human Bomb?
Just
No.
the first of many upsets.
Yeah. Next match was Luffy. Actually, Luffy impressed me, man. I think he's gone a lot better from when he first started out with Mika, and yeah, I think he performed great. He beat Mago in the first round, which I predicted him to lose, and then he destroyed Human Bomb, and then he got destroyed by MOV when he ran into which is crazy because he just proved that he can handle Chun-Li no problem 3-0 against Human Bomb, and then he gets destroyed by MOV's Chun-Li, So huge difference in skill level in the Chun-Li's, right? And then Luffy went down to losers, and then where's Luffy? I'm trying to find him. He runs into Yukadon, and then he gets eliminated by Yukadon 2-3. It wasn't, it was a pretty close match. So yeah, like I said, I'm happy with Luffy's performance. He did really well. His Mika is, I don't know, like compared to like NuckleDu's Mika, like mix-up wise, everything seems, I don't know. Have you watched like Luffy's matches?
No, I missed most of it.
Yeah, on the first day.
His Mika in comparison to Fudo's and NuckleDu's is completely different. Like Fudo's is a more, how can I say, not as crazy. He's very patient,
and he hit confirms like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like Luffy's is kind of like in the middle between the two or something. I don't know. Like his is very different from both of theirs. I don't really know how to put my finger on.
Well, like Luffy started Street Fighter V, like he still had that like Rose DNA in him, you know, to play that kind of honest Mika, and I think that's what gave him issues. And then he started loosening up a bit, you know. But actually, Luffy posted on his Twitter that he doesn't want to play Mika for season 2. Like he doesn't want to play her.
Really?
He says he wants.
She's gonna get nerfed to the ground anyway.
Yo, spoilers, man. But he says he wants to learn Jury for season 2. So really interesting. Yeah. Yep. So good luck to Luffy for season 2. Next up, we got Mago. Mago. He got eliminated by Luffy, which was a huge upset. So I predicted him to win that match, and then he went down to losers, and then poor Mago, man. He went for like a grind. He beat Infiltration, so it kind of sucks because like Mago lost on the first round, and because of that, he had to play like the number 1 seed Infiltration right away. You know, that would suck. And it's a good thing he didn't lose. But then he went against, after he beat Infiltration 3-2, he goes against Fudo, and he finally lost. That was a close match as well. 3-2 he lost. So he lost to Mika, pretty much. Yeah, he lost to Mika, and he beat a Mika. He lost to 2 Mikas. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 Mikas.
2 Mikas. Rip.
Just rip. Like Xiaohai.
Just rip. Fuck. That sucks, man. That sucks, man. Oh my god. Anything else you guys want to talk about Mago?
No.
He did pretty well overall, I think. Mm-hmm. I wasn't expecting him to get too far in general, but he did. He did pretty. I mean, like he got upset at first round, but beating Infiltration is still an impressive feat. But yeah, losing right afterwards. So what? He went 1-2. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks. Just luck of the bracket was not there. That blows for him.
That's funny. All right, next up we have MOV Mauve. Mauve. He went on a killing spree with Chun-Li. He went nuts. First match was against Berlinio, and he got 3-1. And then he went against K-Brad, which was also 3-1. And then he goes against Luffy, and he beats him 3-0. And then finally he plays the champ, NuckleDu, and he loses 1-3. Just wrecking shop. He goes into the losers bracket. Where is he? Where did he end up? Can't find him. How far did he get seated forward? Oh, he went against Kazunoko. Yeah. He went against Kazunoko, and he lost to him 3-2. So he lost against Akami, and then he lost against... I don't remember who NuckleDu used against him.
Mika.
Was it Mika? Yeah.
No, wait, no. Guile.
That was Guile,
Yeah, because I remember MLV was like stuck in the corner for an absurdly long time from Sonic Boom pressure. It was insane. I don't know what he was waiting for. Like, obviously he knew he couldn't jump, but I don't know if he was trying to build a V-gauge or something, but it was really, I don't know why he didn't do crouching medium punch, but he was like, he was stuck. He was stuck in the corner. It was pretty crazy. Like, NuckleDu, oh man. But MLV did really good and pushed Chun-Li really far. Yeah. Monster. Anything else going to talk about MLV?
Did we underestimate? I think we sort of
Well, the
underestimated
problem was
MLB a
that we
little bit.
predicted like, infiltration to make it farther, and then we predicted that he would lose to infil.
Hmm.
So
Didn't we predict he would lose to Daigo?
Oh yeah, no, sorry, you're right. You're right. Yeah, because we predicted Daigo to beat K-Brad, and then Daigo. Well, we had problems predicting this, didn't we? We really didn't know who was going to win.
Everything was wrong on our bracket.
I
man.
know. I
It's
don't
the
even know what the
big
hell is
X
real
on it.
anymore. But yeah, you're right.
Oh,
No, you're
jeez.
right. We predicted him to lose the Daigo.
Yeah, we definitely underestimated MOV for sure, but
Yeah, we wanted to give
He
Daigo more
did.
credit, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
But MOV did amazing this tournament. Definitely a lot better than what I thought he would, but probably shouldn't have underestimated him considering he did make top 8 at Evo as well. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
very strong player.
Next up, we have F3 Brolinho. He used like Nakali. We predicted him to lose right off the hop, and finally our predictions came true. And then he got beat by Daigo 3-0. He got smashed by Daigo. But who was he? Did we predict him to go 0-2 as well? Because I'm just trying to figure it out. Because Daigo, we didn't predict him to lose, so we think he'd go against K-Brad. And then we said K-Brad would take him out. So our prediction was right at 0-2. I honestly don't know too much about the player, but I just know that our predictions were correct, pretty much. He did his performance wise. I remember his first match. He seemed to perform like pretty well, but it just wasn't enough. It just like the monsters, basically. Yeah. Next up, we have Daigo. Daigo. So Daigo was like his season and his performance was just really iffy on
It was very
predicting
mediocre.
how
Yeah.
far he would go. And yeah, man. So Daigo starts off. He loses the very first match against K-Brad, which was considered an upset. K-Brad was also one of the shoe-in players. So we have 2 shoehorn players that like upset the bracket, which is insane.
Mhm.
And then Daigo went to losers, and then he went for pretty much a huge grind and won a few matches. Took out Brolinho, he took out Sako, and then he got destroyed by Fudo 3-0. Absolutely mauled. Now, I want to talk about that Fudo match. So Daigo, when he goes against Mika, Daigo likes to use crouching medium punch as an anti-air because what that does is it makes it so that if Mika tries to juke him and do the belly flop, where she goes straight down, the crouching medium punch still anti-airs her, and it doesn't get, it reaches her, you know what I mean? Because if Daigo does a medium DP, it doesn't have enough horizontal range to whiff, and then Mika can bait it out. And
Yeah.
Daigo's doing that a lot, but the problem is that Daigo really favors a straight up neutral zony Ryu style to this game, and I honestly think that Daigo is not playing Street Fighter V. I think he's still in that kind of that Street Fighter 4 mindset, because like yeah, you can anti-air Mika 5 times in a row if you want, but that if she gets in one jumping on you or gets on you once, you are screwed. Like 5 anti-air crouching medium punch does like no damage in this game. It does none. And it was just a matter of time before Fudo got in and destroyed him. There's a lot of moments where Daigo actually got Fudo in the corner, and then Daigo would back up and give him space because Daigo wanted to put Mika at that range where he could anti-air her every time. But the problem is, it's just not enough damage. It's not enough damage. I feel like Daigo, when he goes in, he does really well, and if he gets one anti-air or one knockdown with Ryu, that's his moment to start building momentum. I feel like Street Fighter V is a very momentum-based game where, yeah, you could play footsies, you could play neutral, you can whip punish and all that, but once you do it, once you're successful, it's time to go in and build momentum and not just return back to neutral again. So, anything you guys want to say about Daigo?
He made almost top 16, or did he get into top 16? Can't remember.
I don't know. He lost on round 3. So
I don't know if that counts as top 16. He was pretty close.
Let's check the standings here.
I don't think so. No, he didn't get top 16. I could just see by the amount of names on the right side. On round 3 bracket? There's no way.
They put him in tied for 13th place, so yes, he did make top 16.
Oh.
Hold that.
Yuck. Yuck. Yeah, lost, 2 wins, lost.
But yeah, that upset with K-Brad, jeez, was not expecting that. Like, K-Brad's a good player, but...
And Daigo played really well to start that match, too. Like, he showed
And I
K-Brad
think
that he can
Daigo's beaten
anti-air easily.
K-Brad. Like, I think he's been K-Brad in SFV before, so... Just didn't expect that, but good on K-Brad. But yeah, that created another upset there. And then he had a pretty decent run till Fudo. Fudo is just, yeah, nobody wants to go up against an Armika player.
Jim, anything you want to say about Daigo?
I think someone was mentioning that he was asking questions about Urian during casuals at the event. So people are speculating that he might actually stop being stubborn and learning other characters. So
He was actually like when the Akuma build was there, he was playing with Tokido, where he's Urian versus Akuma. So he is like playing the character, but I don't know whether he's actually gonna like seriously learn the character or not. But yeah.
Might be time.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I mean, like just the way he was playing Urian from the footage. I mean, it's still like it's super rough, but like the way he's like using his normals and stuff. That's like Daigo style, right? Like that footsie based kind of game.
We
and,
really
like
wanted
Urian has the normals.
Like a lot of people wanted Daigo to play a Guile, you know, especially since he favors the zoning.
But
so
Guile is just like kind of iffy in the game. Right? Just like
NuckleDu's doing pretty damn well with Guile, man. You know.
Yeah, but NuckleDu also has a pocket character. It's not like he solely relies.
I wouldn't even say pocket. I think NuckleDu plays all of his characters at like the highest level, but yeah, Daigo did well. It's just that first match upset kind of threw a wrench into things, basically.
Yeah.
I just feel like Daigo is still needs to grow for Street Fighter 5 and adapting to how the game should be
he's
played.
still not quite there yet.
Mm-hmm.
And his path to the Capcom Cup was like really grindy.
Yeah, for sure. But at least he made it, right?
Yeah, he made it.
At least he made it. Some people were unsure if he was going to make it or not. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we definitely questioned it because he like for the first half of the year he wasn't really entering that many tournaments, and then like the last half he's like, I'm just gonna enter like 13 tournaments back to back.
Yeah, it was like the opposite of Infiltration. Like he was trying to enter like every tournament to start, and then he went MIA for a bit. That's weird. It's really weird. Okay, Next up, K-Brad. So K-Brad, one of the shoehorn players, big upset to start. He performed really well against Daigo. Went 3-2, and then poor K-Brad had to go against MOV, and he got destroyed 3-1. And then K-Brad went up against F-Champ, so an American mirror match, and then he lost really bad to F-Champ. F-Champ beat him 3-0. So yeah, K-Brad's Kami has gotten really good as of late, like really good. Definitely one of the top Kami players. Really impressed by his play, honestly. I think he messed up on some confirms that costed him some rounds, but for the most part, like even though K-Brad didn't make it far, I'm still happy with his performance, considering that we did predict him to lose really, really early in the tournament anyways. So
didn't he basically perform as we expected in terms of like overall score, like 1 and 2 or something like that?
Yeah.
But yeah, beating Daigo, that's a good accomplishment there.
Absolutely.
Especially since he like respects Daigo as a player a lot, so.
For sure. Next up, we have the champ, NuckleDu. NuckleDu was like, it was like the entire tournament was free to him, just fucking free. Like, first match, Samurai 3-0, Xian 3-1, Shao Hai 3-0, MLV 3-1, Ortiz 3-1, and then he did. Ortiz didn't even reset the bracket on him in grand finals. Like the tournament was free. NuckleDu played only 5 matches in the entire tournament, and he won every one of them. Just insane performance. We did know that NuckleDu was going to do well, and did we predict him to beat Shen? Yeah, we did. And then we said he would be defeated by Shanghai, which we were dead wrong. Shanghai beat him, or he beat Shanghai 3-0. And then it was a roller coaster ride from there. Definitely a roller coaster ride. I don't remember who we
But
predicted him to lose to at the end. What's up, Killer?
I can't remember who we did predict, but yeah, I don't think it was too far-fetched for people to say NuckleDu would win the tournament.
No, for
Um,
sure. Absolutely
sure,
not.
he was definitely a contender for winning the whole thing. So there were a couple people that did predict NuckleDu winning the tournament,
Uh-huh.
and that's believable for like obviously he did win anyway. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
no, for sure. I agree.
but yeah, his performance probably should have looked at his performance at Canada Cup going into um, CBT finals as a good indication here. But
Like, I knew he was on the
yeah,
rise. I just thought that Shanghai would
yeah,
adapt.
I wasn't expecting it to be that free for him, but I would have really thought Zhao would have prepped more for the Mika matchup. But I guess there's only so much you can do to prep for Mika in
Like,
general.
when he beat Shanghai 3-0, in my head, I'm like, I think NuckleDu's going to win this tournament at that point. With all
Yeah,
the upsets that's going on, how I'm seeing how the bracket was forming, as soon as he beat Shanghai, I'm like, NuckleDu's probably going to win this tournament at this point.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we could have all predicted that after that moment happened. But his performance was so strong. I don't think he used Nash. He only used Guile and Mika, but mostly Mika, right?
yeah.
But he just... Knuckles is just so good, man. He's so good. There's really not much else to say. You guys just watch
He's
the
like
matches yourselves. Like,
the Cinderella story, basically. Like literally,
absolutely.
this is a kid that came up from an older game. Like he wasn't like obviously he wasn't playing since the beginning, um, like ST or whatever like that, right? But he's like new player in Florida, and then just gradually like builds up, ends up being like one of the best American or the best American SF4 player at the tail end of the game's lifespan. And then now he's up here winning the first CBT finals. First American winner for a Street Fighter in like forever. So
Absolutely
like
forever.
this kid is just amazing. Like holy crap.
I really want to know his training regimen. Like, I really want to know what it is. Does he watch a lot of footage? Does he have like a couple like training partners that he just plays with exclusively? Does he play online on a Smurf account? What what is he doing? Like, that makes him so much better than some of these players. Like, it's crazy. And not he's using multiple characters on top of that. Like, you can't just say it's reactions alone why this guy is winning. Like,
No. He's got the right like mindset.
I think he's
Um,
talented, man. He's talented.
it's just really good. Like I mean, people can complain about Mika, and it's like, oh, it's Mika, right?
Oh,
But
sure.
his guile though, like,
Yeah, but
holy
yeah,
crap.
exactly. You see him play Guile or Nash, and it's just like you can't just say it's just Mika, dude. Of course, Mika's a
Yeah,
great character, but it's like there's a lot of people using great characters in this tournament, man. The Chun Li's
exactly.
alone, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You,
Well, to beat a Chun-Li with Guile, like, that's really impressive too. Like, Guile, like, maybe that matchup isn't
he went against
that bad,
MLV
but like,
and Ricky twice. They're using Chun
yeah,
Li at like the highest level right now. You know, so what do you expect? This is
y-
insanity, dude. So you
yep,
can't blame the character.
nope.
Nope.
The guy totally earned it. Like, just an amazing Cinderella story. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's literally like, just like, oh man, I'm just so impressed. Like, I can't believe he actually pulled it off in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And like considering his backstory and all that, like I don't want to get into his personal drama, but like he had a really rough spot earlier in the year, and he came back from that, and to come back from that point, and then just win uh, Canada Cup and CBT, like just phenomenal.
Oh,
Like
dude,
props
like,
to him.
and when he won, man, he was standing there and he looked like he was tearing up, man. I was tearing up, man. I was just like, oh, it was really emotional, dude. It was intense, definitely intense.
Yeah,
Good for him
but
though,
good,
man.
yeah,
Really
good
happy
for
that
him
he
for
won.
sure. Of
Really, really
anyone,
happy.
of any player, like I think he deserved it the most, for sure.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Can't blame the bracket on this one.
No.
Can't. All right, moving on. XSK Samurai. Man, Samurai, I think he just really underperformed this tournament. I know I predicted him to lose the NuckleDu, but I think he would go just a little bit further. But he did win his loser match against Chris T. He beat Chris
Yeah.
T 3-2, but then he got destroyed by Yukon. But it was just that even against Chris T, the match was really sloppy. He took an amazing amount of risks. A lot of like just whiffing DPs in front of the opponent, trying to catch normals, and just an insane amount of risk. He's got a very fearless play style, and I know a lot of people can respect that. But since he like never really landed anything, it just made him look like it just looked sloppy. It just looked really sloppy. That's all. Like the chat was just.
He's
insane.
a really good player, though.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
the fact
he is. Like for Street Fighter 4, I love watching Samurai play, and I love that there was more Ryu players in the tournament, and just he was really entertaining to watch for sure. It was just that nothing was going his way, man. Nothing was going his way. Yeah. So there's not much else to say about it.
Nope.
Next up, we have Shin. Man, Shin played really well this tournament, dude. He played really well, I thought. He beat Chris
I think
T.
we predicted him to go pretty far.
Yeah,
though.
we did, but it was just hard because in the back of our heads we're always thinking Fang. You know what I mean?
Fang, yeah.
Yeah. We're not thinking Shin. We're thinking Fang, and it kind of, I don't know. I don't like to think that way. You know, when I predict players, I want to think about just the player. I don't want to think the characters. You know, so we know Shin is such a good player. We know he is. So it's kind of weird. But anyways, he beat Chris T 3-1. Then he lost to Knuckle Dew. We did predict that he would lose to Knuckle Dew. And then he went through losers. And where's Shin? He had to play Gamer B.
Gamer B.
Did we predict him to beat Gamer B?
I think we did.
That was a tough one. And then he beat Gamer B 3-0. That's pretty free. And then he went up against Eita. And this is a really important match, guys, because Shin pretty much restored order from chaos. This was a really intense, this match needed to happen. And Shin saved everybody, including the crowd, everyone, from the madness that is Eita. And destroyed him 3-1. It was... seriously, it was... Wow. Yeah. I really thought Eita was going to beat him. I really did. And then he goes up against Kazunoko, and Kazunoko beat him pretty easily with Kami. So, I think Shin, there's a couple of matches where he looked kind of frustrated, predicting, he got hit by a lot of wake-up DPs from both Kazunoko and Eita, and he looked pretty frustrated from it. And but I think he performed really, really well. He made it really far, especially with Fang. Yeah. We know Fang is getting some really cool buffs next season, and I'm curious on Shin will play another entire season with Fang, or at least pick up a pocket character. And all of his work and knowledge of that character hopefully will pay off, right?
I really hope he sticks with Fang, considering that he's going to get buffed in Season 2.
Absolutely. It would be just such a waste of time for him to go through such a huge grind for nothing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, Shin made it to Capcom Cup, dude, and he made it super far with Fang, so you got to respect that.
Yeah, and it's also good to see character specialists with really obscure characters. So it always makes it really interesting to see someone that pulls a wacky ass character no one sees out of the woodwork and does well with them.
Shan is a world class player. He has the capability to win any Capcom Cup for sure. So yeah, good on him. Next up, we got Chris T. We predicted him to lose against Shan. Chris T. Did he go 0-2? Yeah, he did. He went 0-2. He definitely felt that he didn't perform well enough, and there's no way he could have prepared for that Shin match. Okay, how could he prepare for that match? You know, so we definitely predict him to lose that. And then he went against Samurai, and it was, like I said, it was a really sloppy match. It was just a really sloppy looking match between him and Samurai. So it could have went either way for sure, and he just lost basically. A lot of Kens in this tournament, and yeah, I can't really say too much else because he only played 2 matches, and like I said, the first one was very predictable that he would have lost it. So with the changes to Ken next season, I'm really curious on if Chris T will continue to play Ken for sure. But we know Chris T is a lot of people he's really knowledgeable of the game, so I'm curious if he will stick it out with Ken. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen that match though between him and Samurai, you need to watch it. The chat alone is hilarious during that match. It was really funny. Like, really, really funny. Okay, next up we have Shanghai. So yeah, Shanghai, man. This was... All of us predicted him to win the tournament. It was a very safe prediction, I would say. Shanghai he's just on the incline. He's just been doing really good, but then he recently lost to Knuckle and that's what kind of threw us off because we really didn't know if he'd beat Knuckle or not. Because we're like, okay, well, Knuckle beat him, but we know that Shanghai would have done his homework against Mika and be, completely prepared for it. It turns out he wasn't. He lost to Knuckle 3-0. And then he went to losers, and then he went up against Fudo and ultimately lost to Fudo, so he lost to two Mika players. Wah, wah, wah. So yeah, he bit the dust on Mika. Definitely a match that he should have prepared more for. Like, honestly, it's Mika, right? But the thing is that I saw a lot of charged kicks, Mika charge hard kicks that Shanghai was not stopping. I don't know if mine was occupied on something else, but it just seemed like the Mika players were getting away with it a little too much,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
I don't want to be an armchair critic. Like, I know it's harder to punish than you think it
Yeah.
is, especially when you're playing a high level match. But it definitely seemed like his demise,
Well, from what I read on Twitter, apparently someone talked to him after he lost to lost in the winners, and he was mind fucked. He literally was like completely lost. They said like he didn't know what to do. He's like they said like he was completely mind fucked after that match, and he just didn't recover from it. From what I've read on there, like he said like he didn't know what to do. Like literally did not know what to do.
Yeah. Honestly, even if Shanghai did beat Knuckle, he would have ran into like Fudo eventually, man. And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he needs to work on that Mika match, but should be easier next season.
Probably won't need to work on it too much anymore.
Spoilers. Oh man, so funny. Yeah, poor Shanghai. You let us down, Shanghai. We all predicted you to win, but still an amazing player, obviously. Yeah. Next up, Problem X. Problem X. We predicted him to lose. A lot of people saying they were sleeping on him, like that he would make it a lot further. And I know Problem X knows a lot of characters, and I think out of all the players in this tournament, I think Problem X, I think he performed the worst, to be honest. He definitely was not playing his best, for sure. Definitely not playing his best. He was using Alex, and he was doing it like me as an Alex player. Of course, I'm gonna see more things than watching other players, but there was just a lot of weird things that he was like doing a lot of unoptimized things. Like he missed lethal a couple times with Alex. Like for example, after his V trigger setup, he went crouching light punch into EX chop rather than standing medium punch EX chop. He literally missed lethal on one round for that, and because his chop is +3 and standing medium punch, there's no gap. But anyways, and he also was refusing to use V reversal with Alex, even though he was in the corner forever, and he just wasn't playing aggressive, man. He wasn't using EX stomp to get in, and I know I'm going into this in detail, guys, but like it was frustrating to watch, man. He was playing a very like passive Alex. He kept on doing like elbows, and he wasn't just like walking forward, and every time he like actually got it hit, he wouldn't go do the momentum. He was like Daigo, where like he would reset it back to neutral, and when he did finally start going, he was actually winning. It was insane. Yeah, man. it was I was yelling at the TV a lot. But yeah, I'm not trying to like get in Problem X's grill. I know he's better than this, and even though I did predict him to lose quite early in the tournament, especially with his bracket, I still think he could have done better. Yeah, so Alex, learn the setups, guys. Learn the Alex setups, please. Okay, next up, Momochi. This was scary. Predicting Momochi was scary because we don't see him too often, but we know he is totally capable of taking the whole tournament, right? Really scary. So we predicted him to beat Mr. Crimson, and we predicted him to lose to Shanghai, which he did. And then, where did Momochi land? He went up against
Ada.
He went up against Eita. And then the chaos began, dude. I think everyone predicted Momochi to beat Eita, but no. I knew for sure he was gonna lose to Eita. I called that shit, man. So Ken mirror match, Honest can't beat Crazy. Not in this game, man. Not in this fucking game.
He played Honest for one game.
Dude.
And then he went crazy.
Oh, we'll talk about that, don't worry. But yeah, once Eita realized his true colors, once he realized what he was meant to do, Momochi had no fucking chance. And yeah, he got beat by Eita. Momochi, definitely one of the best Kens in the world. A really honest Ken. And yeah, Street Fighter V doesn't like that, so Momochi lost. That pretty much sums it up. So yeah, I can't wait to see more Momochi in Season 2. And honestly, like, Momochi, like, even though he has been competing, has been winning stuff, he's teaching now, man. He's looking to the future. He's not going as hard as he used to in terms of being the best. So take that option select, you know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The real life option select.
That real life option select. Yeah. He's looking to the future. Next up, we got Mr. Crimson. I was actually really excited to watch him play because I know he uses Laura. It's like one of the best
then he
Lauras.
used Dhalsim.
And then he used Dhalsim, broke my heart. But he did play Laura some matches. I was getting hyped. Like, I was cheering for him for sure. I predicted him to lose to Momochi, and then he went to losers, and then he beat Problem X. He beat DR Ray or Dr. Ray. I don't know if it's DR Ray or Dr. Ray. And then he... What's that?
I think it's DRA.
Okay. He beat DRA, and then he lost to Yukadon. It was pretty close, 3-2. And like I said, he used Laura, and he used mostly Dhalsim. His Laura is just so entertaining to watch, but Laura is just not that good of a character. And, you know, she's just a poor man's Mika because she requires meter to do most of her mix-ups. But it's just really entertaining. You know, I just wanted to use Laura, but obviously he felt that Dhalsim was stronger in most of his matchup cases, and he used Dhalsim. He used them both at really high level. His Dhalsim was really good. I feel like he should have used more V reversals, though. I think he was relying too much on the random slide V trigger, and he got stuffed so many times. And, yeah, that was kind of frustrating. I think, you know, Dhalsim's V trigger just sucks. Just use the V reversal. You can argue, oh, his V trigger helps get some pressure off him, but 2 V reversals do too, man. You know? So, yeah, Mr. Crimson. Not much else to say. Just, he was a really entertaining player for me to watch when he used Laura. I was getting hyped. Next up, Tokido. Murderface.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude.
What happened?
Oh my god, man. So he got destroyed by DRA. He got destroyed 3-1. It looked pretty free. Like, Tokido looked lost. I swear, did he even practice for this matchup, man? Like, he just looked lost against Vega. Yeah, so Tokido loses his first match. Just totally screwing up everyone's bracket predictions. And then he was forced to play Eita. That was his punishment. I was kind of
that this match would happen, but not this early.
Oh, dude, I was kind of happy that like Eita lost his first match because we were able to finally figure out who would win between Tokido and Eita. Because last podcast, me and Kelly were getting at it, and we were arguing with each other, and I was saying Eita would take him out, and he fucking beats Tokido 3-0. 3-0, man. It was free. Just can't stop the crazy, man. You just can't stop the crazy. Yeah, so this is pretty much just like I was saying that Tokido doesn't anti-air too much, but it was just like Eita just doing the crazy stuff, honestly. I'm happy that I was right about it, but you know, if I win, we all lose. So yeah, that's Tokido's punishment, man, for losing to DRA. That was his punishment, going to losers. Tokido was one of our predictions. A lot of us predicted him to get third place, including Stain and me and Killy. Predicted him to get third place, and he was the favorite for me. So, yeah.
And then he goes 0-2.
Yeah, what say you?
I think I woke up late that day, and then I read from you guys that Tokido went 0-2, and I'm like, screw it, I'm playing FF15.
That was Carboys. Well, Tokido was playing Carboys too, man. You had nothing else to do in that tournament, so fuck. Yeah, ridiculous. Ridiculous. That first round bracket. Okay. Next up, we got DRA. Obviously, performed much better than we predicted. He destroyed Tokido. He used like all claw against Tokido, and then he started switching to bare hand. which was interesting, seeing the two different styles. But ultimately, he lost to Mr. Crimson. So he did I skip a match? Let me check. He
because he
he
lost
went up
to...
against Goichi,
Yeah.
and then he got put in. He got destroyed by Goichi, 3-0. And I think that's when he started using bare hand. And then he went to losers, and then he got beat by Mr. Crimson. He was really entertaining to watch play. We rarely get to see Vega players for sure. So, yeah. Pretty much all I could say was just it's really nice seeing him alternate between claw and bare hand use. We just don't see it too often. Most Vega players will just stick with one, you know. And I still think Vega has still more. I wouldn't say be discovered, but I still think that character could be improved player-wise, for sure. Next up, Eita.
Oh, God.
So Eita, we predicted that...
He performed just as we expected, I think. I think that's what you can say about Eita.
Well, didn't we predict him to beat Goichi? We did. And that totally
Yeah,
messed things up, because then we said we'd play Tokido next, right?
Yeah.
So, Eita, the thing is that when Eita played against Goichi, Eita was playing he was playing gross Ken. He was playing Momochi Ken, honest Ken. You know what I mean? And then he lost. I don't understand. Like, he was not being crazy. He was not being crazy. He watch that first match, man. Goichi versus Eita. He was playing honest. Like, he was playing like I don't know, man. Like the character was fair. And then he goes into loser bracket. And then all of a sudden, Eita he's like, screw this. Screw this tournament. It's time to unleash. And then he beats Tokido 3-0. Then he beats Momochi in the mirror match 3-1. And then he finally gets defeated by Shen. And Shen restored order. Yeah, man. If Shen didn't stop him there, Eita would have been top 3. I'm telling you right now. The chaos, it just would have been too much. It was too much chaos.
The legacy of Eita.
Seriously, Shen had to stop, and he had to stop it then and there. And unfortunately, it took all Shen's mental energy that it cost him to lose the Kazunoko afterwards. It was just too much for one man to handle. It was just like putting the Diablo Soul Stone in your head, and it eventually consumed you and turned you into a fucking
sacrificed himself.
It was a worthy sacrifice from Shen for everyone's sanity, including the viewers. So shout outs to Shen. But yeah, Eita the nutcase. He made it as far as that we kind of predicted, unless he got let loose, which was just chaos. I think Eita should have stuck with his guns right at the start of the tournament and be like, play crazy. Just play crazy, man. Because he's a huge risk taker and he's usually correct. He's really good at reading when to do crazy stuff. So yeah.
Cannot deny who you are.
No, honest life is not for him.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's not for him, man. It's not his playstyle. Just embrace it. But I want to see if Eita is going to switch to Akuma.
Oh, God.
I want to see if he switches to Akuma. I think it would be hilarious. Okay. Next up, Goichi. We predicted him to lose his first match. He didn't. He went to losers, and then Goichi, he made it a lot further, I think. Where did he go?
Goichi got pretty far.
Why can't I see him in losers? Alright, wait, hold on. Because I'm an idiot. I'm not looking at the winners. So he beat Eita. Then he beat DRA 3-0. And then he lost to Ricky, though. And then he went to losers. And then he went up against Phenom and beat Phenom, which I would have predicted that he would have lost against Phenom. And then he went up against Kazunoko and then finally got beat by Kazunoko. He made it to round 5. So, Goichi had a huge run. I'm pretty sure a lot of people predicted him to make it far, considering he is one of the best Chun-Lis for sure. And, Goichi, he loves instant air legs. He loves playing super cheap characters in every single fucking game he plays. And he did really well. Yeah.
I really liked one thing that he did, and I'm not 100% sure if it's intentional or not, but he was playing one game against Phenom, and he had Phenom knocked down, and then he did the slide, and then Phenom tried to DP on Wake Up, and the DP completely whiffed. So I'm not 100% sure if he did that on purpose or he was trying to meaty that slide.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I'd like to think that he was trying to low profile the DP because that's a very common tactic in anime fighters, just to low profile DPs.
Mm-hmm.
So
Interesting.
I'd like to think that's what he was doing was he was doing the slide to bait out Nakali's DP
Mm-hmm.
and then just punish him on the way down.
Interesting.
I really like.
I'd have to see that. I'd have to see that.
Yeah, it
I
was
didn't
really
notice that.
really cool.
That's cool.
Like I said, I wasn't sure if it's intentional or not, but I'd like to think it was.
Next up, we have Gamer B. Now, Gamer B, we predicted him to beat Ricky, and then eventually lose the next match. I think he would have been against what we predicted Tokido. We would have predicted him to not Tokido. Lose to Yukadon, I think. Yeah, I think we predicted him to lose to Yukadon. But anyways, yeah, Gamer B went to losers after losing to Ricky, and then Gamer B went up against Julio. He beat Julio 3-2, which was surprising. I thought that match wouldn't be that close. And then he lost to Shin badly, 3-0 he lost. So, yeah, Gamer B, we knew that we had a very lukewarm feeling about Gamer B in general, just with his performance. Like, yeah, he's won some tournaments, but looking at the standings of the people that were in that tournament, we can kind of feel like, you know, how far he would make it if the tournaments were stacked. And yeah, just lukewarm. That's pretty much. Gamer B is an excellent player, and
I think we thought he would go a little bit farther, like maybe one round farther.
Maybe in the losers, yeah.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, pretty much performed as expected.
I mean, like, if he did beat Yukadon, and if he like made it to Yukadon and did beat Yukadon, then he would have against Tokido. I'm sure we would have predicted him to lose to Tokido for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Next up, we have Ricky. Now, Ricky Ortiz, I think, out of all the players, I think she performed the best. Like, the most surprise. Like, just the... You know how there's always, like, that player that overperforms? You know what I mean? I think Ricky went out of control. Like, played, like, the best Chun-Li, just madness. The way she was using standing hard punch, like, a million times, and no one could stop it, was insane. It was just a really fresh way of seeing Chun-Li being played without, like, just constantly doing instant air legs. Like, she would always just play, like, a strong neutral and just obliterate people with just insane reactions. Honestly, I could not have imagined Ricky making this far. Not in a million years making it to the end to get second place. But out of all the players, I'd say Ricky, like, performed the best. Even though, I know it sounds weird because, you know, she lost, but I think Ricky performed the best.
Honestly. Like, I also think Ricky used instant air legs, like the correct way to use it. Right? Instead of using it as a neutral tool, it was another throw bait tool.
Yeah, especially when you had those air reset situations, that's when Ricky would use it the most. Like when it's like a really high chance they're gonna do a delay tech, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just insane. Like the sliding hard punch, kids, you guys don't know that. People are probably wondering why weren't you jumping when Ricky was just spamming hard punch. It's so obvious, but hard punch hits you during your pre-jump frames when you try to jump towards Chun-Li. The hitbox is insane on the standing hard punch. So it was just really nuts. Yeah, really refreshing to see Chun-Li play that way, and I thought Ricky did absolutely amazing. Like absolutely amazing. Just definitely making it up on the EG side for poor Justin. But Ricky performed amazing. I honestly think it was the best performance in the tournament. And I know that sounds weird because Ricky ultimately got second place. I like Knuckle Dew won. Obviously, Knuckle Dew the tournament was free for him. It was free. But like we already know Knuckle Dew is capable of winning, and we already know Knuckle Dew is a really good player. You know, it was just yeah. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Ricky. Next up, we got Julio. Julio, my rival. We predicted him to lose to Yukadon, which he did 3-0. And then he got put in the losers, and then he went up against Gamer B and ultimately lost. So he went 0-2. I'm sure he's disappointed by that. That Ken player, bad luck, man. Julio and Christy going 0-2.
The Trinity. Two parts of the Trinity.
yeah, went 0-2. Like I said, a lot of Kens. But yeah, Julio, he just... Like, at least it was, like, close against Gamer B, but... yeah, man. it wasn't something that we couldn't predict. It just pretty much went as expected. Poor Julio. Next up, we got Yukadon. Yukadon was kind of really weird to guess too, because when he first came into the tournament scene, he was performing insanely well, and he was using Nash, and then so it was kind of hard to predict his magic because he's slowly kind of declining afterwards after everyone's starting to figure out Nash more. He beats Julio 3-0, and then he lost to Ricky 3-2. No surprise since Ricky was playing out of control. Yukadon goes up against Samurai, beats Samurai 3-0, no surprise, and then he beat Mr. Crimson 3-2, which was really close. And then he beat Luffy, and then he had to play against Foodle, and he got destroyed by Foodle 3-0. Isn't that a repeat? Isn't that what happened during EVO? He went up against...
No, because he lost into Infiltration.
I know he had to play a mirror match with Infiltration, but didn't he play against Foodle as well?
I don't remember.
Someone in the comments will refresh our memory for us. But yeah, poor Yukadon had to play a lot of matches, man. How many matches did he play?
I think he performed better than what we were expecting, just because he was on that kind of decline.
He played 6 matches total.
Yeah. So yeah, he did well.
Yeah. Yeah, he lost to Mika, and that's right after he beat Luffy's Mika, but it was close, 3-2. But then yeah, Fudo destroyed him. So yeah, poor Yukadon. Better luck next time, and he's a very, very calm player. It looks like he doesn't get nervous, so it's really nice seeing Yukadon play. Very, very calm player. Next up, E.G. Justin Wong. We predicted J1 to lose to Sako free, because we figured that J1 has so many troubles with the Chun match. So that was an easy prediction. J1 goes into losers, and then gets beat by F-Champ 3-2.
And I think we were on a coin flip toss with this one too, because we're like could go either way depending on who has the matchup familiarity. And,
who did we say would win that? I don't remember.
I don't remember, to be honest.
But either way, yeah, poor Justin. A lot of people are cracking jokes because Justin went 0-2, 2 Capcom Cups in a row. But J1, like we said before in the last podcast, insane fundamentals really carried him really hard at the start of Street Fighter V. But I feel like Justin Wong was being lazy and didn't catch up with like the Street Fighter V meta, and didn't learn new stuff like Mago was, and then he fell behind. He basically fell behind. Like J1 is still where he was when he first started Street Fighter V, basically. I feel like if Justin Wong like took Mago's tech, not Mago but Karen's, and really played Street Fighter V, Justin Wong would have performed way better. But you just can't win on those fundamentals alone, man. You need that craziness. You need that Street Fighter V. So yeah. Next up we have Sako. So Sako beats J Wong, which we predicted. And then we said that Sako would lose to Haitani, which he did. He lost 2-3. And then Sako went up against Daigo, and he finally got defeated by Daigo. Really close match, 2-3 as well. Sako, I don't know, he's getting old. And he's using a really good character, but he just couldn't win it, pretty much. Sako doesn't enter too many tournaments.
He's MIA most of the time, so you don't know where.
But he won enough to qualify.
So you don't know where his level of play sits, because he's mostly missing from the tournament scene.
I think people would rather see him play
past reputation.
I think people would rather him play an interesting character, because people don't like it when he was playing Chun-Li or Evil Ryu. Like they like to see him play like Ibuki or see crazy stuff. Because Sako, he's really good at finding tech, like really good at finding tech. So from an entertainment point of view, I think people are disappointed that he used Chun-Li. I think he should have tried.
That is kind of a weird pick for Sako. Like you wouldn't expect Chun to be the type of character you pick. I mean, she has some execution heavy things, but of all the characters, right? Like it's kind of weird that Sako settled on Chun-Li.
Anything you want to add, Jim, about Sako?
No, not really. Like you guys said before, just he doesn't show up around a lot, so it's really hard to predict that.
Mm-hmm. Moving on to Haitani. Haitani, we predicted him definitely to beat F-Champ, and he did, which was 3-0. It was pretty free. And then Haitani went up against Sako, and we predicted him to beat Sako, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
We did, right? Yeah, and then he beat Sako 3-2, and then he went up against Kazunoko. Now Kazunoko, I don't remember if we predicted him to beat
I don't remember
Kazunoko.
myself.
Yeah.
I remember we said before like Kazunoko was like on a decline, so maybe we predicted that. But either way, Haitani did beat Kazunoko 3-2, and then we would have predicted that Tokido would have made this far, but of course Ricky made it all the way, and like I said, Ricky was playing out of her mind, and yeah, Haitani finally lost 3-2, which was pretty close though. And then Haitani actually went on like a monster run in losers, didn't he? I remember Haitani made it far.
He made it to 4th, so who did he have to play? There he is. Fudo. Oh, yeah. He destroyed Fudo. Wow.
I can't see him. Where is this? Oh,
it's round 6.
Round 6. Okay. Yeah, he destroyed Fudo 3-0. Holy shit.
And then he got bought by Kazunoko.
Yeah. Wait, what was the score?
That was a pretty crazy match.
Wait, what was the score?
3-0.
Was it 3-0? Why can't I move this bracket?
Double Jeopardy.
Oh, there we go. 3-0. Double Jeopardy?
No, it wasn't Double Jeopardy because it was Ricky sent Kazunoko to Haitani to losers.
Yeah.
And then he got eliminated by Kazunoko.
Yeah, he also sent Kazunoko to losers, so.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Oh, yeah,
you're saying, you played him twice. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, so Haitani beat Kazunoko in winners 3-2, and then he lost to Kazunokos in losers 0-3. Really interesting.
Wasn't this the match where like the door fell on Kazunoko's head?
Yeah, he got the concussion.
Yeah, poor Kazunoko. I was gonna talk about that actually eventually, but it kind of messed with Kazunoko a little bit, but it threw him off, but enough to be Haitani. He got a little of that Eita crazy in him, which he needed. So he just needed a bump in the head, Oh man, that was so funny, dude. That was so funny. His reaction to that was really funny. Oh man, but Haitani, he's one of the best players in Japan for sure, and I really don't remember how far we predicted him to go, but we're saying that he was super good. I still feel that Phenom is potentially better than him, but because Phenom plays more crazy than Haitani. But yeah, really interesting that he went against Kazunoko twice, and the match didn't go the same. It was completely different. Being a close match to a 0-3 is really strange. But damn man, Haitani made it far.
But we did predict Haitani to get far.
4th place.
I don't know if we predicted him that high, but we did definitely predict Haitani to make it far in the tournament.
Yeah. Okay, next up we have F-Champ. F-Champ. We predicted him to lose against Haitani, which he did, 0-3. And then F-Champ had to play J-Wong, and he beat J-Wong 3-2. And then he went up against K-Brad and destroyed K-Brad 3-0. And then he went up against Phenom, and we definitely would have predicted that Phenom would have beat F-Champ, but it was close. He lost 2-3 to Phenom. Yeah, man. The Dalsum struggle, dude. The Dalsum struggle. I think F-Champ played pretty well, considering his character. Dalsum's interesting. A lot of people felt he was super top tier, and then eventually he started going in the decline. F-Champ's Dalsum is probably the best Dalsum for Street Fighter V in the world. But it was just, it wasn't enough, man. It wasn't enough. But it was what we predicted, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, not much else could be said. Next up, we got Fudo. Fudo made it so far there in EVO. We definitely had to scratch our heads on this one because of the Mika play, but we definitely predicted Fudo to beat Reinhardt and then go up against Kazunoko. Did we predict him to beat Kazunoko?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but I think we did. But anyways, Fudo lost to Kazunoko 1-3, and then Fudo was on the grind as well. He had to play against Mago. He beat Mago 3-2, and then he went against Daigo and beat Daigo 3-0. Very impressive. And then he beat Xiaohai. Extremely impressive.
Yeah.
I would have not predicted that. And then he
beat Yukadon.
Beat Yukadon 3-0. And then eventually with all those 3-0s, he wanted to change it up and lose 0-3 to Itani. Yeah, man. Fudo, man, his Mika is really crazy to watch. Nakadu had more success than Fudo did with Mika, but I still think Fudo has the best Mika. I just with his confirming is really, really out of control. Maybe you could say Nakadu's a better player, and Fudo's just a better Mika player, but I don't know.
Different styles, can't really say. I like
I'm just talking my
Fudo's.
ass.
I like Fudo's neutral heavy play. Like he's just so patient with Mika, so I like that aspect better because he plays Mika in a very unorthodox manner, you could say, until like the mix-up game.
A very
Even then, like,
Feilong-ish manner.
Yeah.
You know.
So like I like the way Fudo plays Mika because it's just so different from other Mika players.
Yeah, for sure. Next up, we have Ryan Hart. We predicted him to lose to Fudo, which he did. He got destroyed, 0-3. And then Ryan Hart went up against Phenom. This was like kind of an upset because the Phenom, we predicted him to win. So I think we predicted him to play Kazunoko. So yeah, pretty much what we predicted he would win 0-2.
Yeah.
It's just the matchups were the bracket was bad for him, basically. Like I said, Reinhardt kind of struggled at the starting with using Ryu, and then he had more success with Ken, but it was nothing out of the ordinary. So yeah, poor Reinhardt. Next up, Phenom. I really wanted Phenom to do well this tournament, like super well, because he was just really entertaining to watch because he hates Street Fighter 5 so much. But he lost the 0-3, a really bad start for him, and then he went into losers, and then he started going on the grind. He beats Reinhardt 3-0. He beats Human Bomb, which defeated Infiltration, 3-2. And then he played F-Champ and won 3-2. And then he lost to Goichi 3-2. So it was just, all of his matches were close. And yeah, man, he was not playing as aggressive as I saw him before. But he was still playing aggressive. And yeah, I really like watching his Nakali play, especially when his corner pressure is really, really entertaining to watch. Really entertaining to watch. But I feel like Phenom wasn't playing completely fearless like he usually does, and I think that might have, hurt him a bit. Even though he did make it pretty far in the tournament. But this was Stang's favorite that he wanted to win, but he didn't predict him. He did predict him to get third place. Or no, sorry, Stang predicted Tokyo to get third place. It was just his favorite. But I like if Phenom beat Goichi, I'm sure he could have made it a lot further. Like I think Phenom has the potential to win the tournament. I really do. But like I said, I'm pretty sure everyone's predictions were pretty good for Phenom. And finally, we have Kazunoko. Kazunoko was another player that was really hard to predict because Kazunoko,
he's been struggling.
He's been struggling lately. Like he was doing so well at the start.
I think from the very get-go, like
really?
Kazunoko has always been struggling. Like he wasn't doing as good as you would expect him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was doing okay, right? But he would always like fall short in multiple tournaments, like maybe top 8 instead of top 3 or something like that, or just shy of whatever, right? So like he'd make it kind of far, but not as far as you typically expect from Kazunoko. So wasn't really expecting him to do super well in the CPT finals, but he did great, like third place. There's at one point where it's like between wouldn't have minded seeing Kazunoko win just to be the repeat winner.
Well, when he made it so far, like once he got to top 3 territory, it was I kind of wanted him to win just because it just would have been amazing to see that type of feat, to win 2 Capcom Cups in 2 different games in a row would be insane. He probably would ask for another Nakali costume. So maybe it's good that he didn't win. So yeah, Kazunoko. Anyways, I didn't go through the bracket with him. He beat Phenom 3-0, and then he beat Fudo 3-1, and then he lost to Haitani 2-3, went into losers, and then where did he end up here? He ended up against Xian, and he beat Xian 3-1, and then he beat Goichi 3-2, and then he beat MOV 3-2, and then he finally lose?
No, he beat
Haitani 3-0,
Haitani.
which was the double Jeopardy. And then he got
And then the concussion took
destroyed by Ricky.
The concussion
Destroyed.
kicked in.
the concussion OS.
Yeah, that's where the concussion came in. It was done. So, yeah, I feel like anybody who ran into NuckleDu or Ricky would have got destroyed just with their performances in the tournament. Just fucking insane. And yeah, Kazunoko, man, really really good. Like, I did not predict him to make it that far. So
No.
yeah, I was rooting for him in the end for sure. So yeah, guys,
Grand
that's
finals,
it. What?
All-American Grand Finals and an American winner.
Yeah. So overall in the tournament, it was just an extremely unpredictable tournament, bracket-wise, and really insane to see two Americans make it to the end, and NuckleDu winning was just like the Cinderella story, and like really really impressed with Ricky's play, NuckleDu's play, and I kind of wanted A to the win because of the chaos. And yeah, man. Overall, it's pretty entertaining tournament. Overall, it's pretty entertaining. Very unpredictable. Anything else you guys want to add to that? The tournament overall?
Very surprising tournament, full of upsets. I don't know. I think people wanted to see that. I think they wanted to see the upsets rather than the cliched bracket that we had initially.
Yeah. As much as I was disappointed, a couple of my favorites didn't get very far. Like, it was good to see a lot of upsets and it's like even just NuckleDu getting so far. It's good to see the new blood is coming up to take the place of a lot of the old guard now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's also good that like the entire bracket was best of 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every match it's like 3-2, 3-2, and usually you'd see it get reversed. Like somebody would be up 2, and then the other player would just reverse it 3-0 afterwards. So at that point, it's like for sure, they got outplayed. But at no point can you dispute like what happened in the brackets. Like it just people got outplayed.
Like, I guess we could have asked for a better grand finals, like a reset.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
I guess we could have asked for that. Like, no one wants to see like a free win, Maybe I was kind of hoping that the grand finals would be NuckleDu versus Kazunoko, just the classic U.S. versus Japan,
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, but it's just overall it was great, definitely great. Really interesting seeing how Street Fighter V has grown from the beginning till now, seeing the meta, how it's changed, and yeah, we're gonna see another season 2 and see how it compares to this one. But overall, it was a great tournament. Anything else you guys want to add?
Nope, not really.
No,
Jim?
I'm good.
Cool, man. Until next taco party next year, man. Looking forward to it. But for now, I'm sure you guys are just gonna get on that car, boys.
Yeah,
And
pretty
wait
much.
until the insane CBT events start all over again and go through that huge train. So yeah, where are we at? Like the 1 hour mark? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty good. Let us know, guys, in the comments below. What did you think about this tournament overall? Who you were rooting for? Were you guys anything you guys predicted but no one was listening to you? And you can say I told you so. Yeah, let us know below. And yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch this, guys. And excited for Capcom Cup next year. So take care, guys. Peace.